Greetings, back guys with another video. I mentioned last on my last video that I'll be going for my esophageal dilatation therapy. Yeah, it went well. I'm recovering very well. I'm also able to tolerate my normal feeds. I say normal feeds because there's some other things that I try and avoid. So today's video is actually inspired by my doctor, Dr. Stradom. He's the one who actually suggested that I do this video. Yeah, so shout out to him. He's actually one of my favorite doctors, and yeah, we're very close. Today's video is about one of the other treatments that I've gone through. Now, as I've said, with my esophageal stricture, I started doing esophageal dilatations. I've already made a video about that. The second option, or the second option for treatment, was to get an esophageal stent. That's what we were talking about today. And then actually, the third option is what this whole series of videos is leading to. That is my oesophageotomy. Now, I'm doing this video obviously because we had a bit of complications with this type of treatment, or the esophageal stenting. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to talk about now. Let's Yeah, now stents are expendable tubes which are used for treatment of narrowings, a variety of narrowings. Now, the narrowing can be in the arteries, the narrowing can be in the airway towards the lungs, in the urethra. Yeah, so where there are narrowings, they basically use stents to keep those narrowings open so that there's free flow of whatever fluid, or is it blood or urine or even air. So whenever there's a closure, basically what is used to keep them open is a stent. Now, like I said, guys, I'm going to try and talk about my journey, not include a lot of medical jargon, and talk about the things that I don't know. So in my case, the narrowing that I have in my esophagus, there was an option to get a stent. It was very difficult, and it still is very difficult to get a stent because it has to be something that is suitable to you and your condition. It should be the right height, the right girth, and all those things. Going back now, in my case, basically, there was two options: either to get a plastic or a metal stent. Now, both of them had to be expendable stents, right? They had to be expendable stents, which means they're stents that when they are placed inside, I'll try and post something to show you how they actually put them inside, but they have to be self-expendable. They have to be self-expanding, which means when they get to the stricture, they let them go, then they open up. Basically they open up and try and prevent the stricture or the tumor from closing my esophagus again when the tumor grows. So basically that's what happens. So besides for there being a metal and a tube or a plastic stent, in my case there was also this decision that had to be made on whether to get an open or a closed stent. Now, when I talk about an open stent, well, like I said, stents, they are mesh-like structures, which means they have holes generally. But in my case, we needed to get, or the doctors needed to get a stent that did not have holes or openings, because obviously um my stricture grows back every time, so it's some sort of like a tumor. So if the stent has holes, it means that the tumor will grow and get embedded inside the stent, which will make it difficult for them to remove it later, or which means it might cause even more complications. So in my case, they had to get a closed stent. Now, when I say closed stent, I mean the stent has the mesh and all that, but it is closed with a synthetic material, which means it does not allow the tumor to grow inside the the mesh structure of the stent. Obviously, it has to be a mesh because it is expendable. It is self-expendable. Now, that on its own was a complication because like I said, it had to prevent the tumor or the structure from growing inside the stent, which means that we had to get a closed stent. Now, closed stents have a tendency of moving, or they call it migrating, which means when it is placed where the stricture is, because normally they have to first try and dilate a bit so they can get that part of the stent through through the stricture. And then obviously when you do that, the stent is closed, which means it does not have any holes. There is nothing uh, helping the stent to stay in place. Excuse me. So it tends to move. So that what happened. So that is one of the things that happened during uh, my stenting operation. They got the stent; it was the correct size and all that. Um, they inserted the stent into my esophagus. Um, but unfortunately, after a few hours, I started to experience a bit of discomfort. It was not that bad, just it was just a little discomfort in my stomach. And then when we went for x-rays, they discovered that the stent was no longer in my esophagus. It moved down into my stomach, so it migrated into my stomach, which means that treatment did not work for me. Yeah. Now, it is, I like to say it is one of the most unfortunate things that I've gone through, because I was really hoping that the stent would work, and had it worked, um, I would have, I think for that particular time up until now, I would have had a normal life. But unfortunately, things happened, and yeah. So the risk of the complication is bleeding, um, excessive bleeding, the pain, um, the ingrowth, where you find that the tumor grows into uh, the openings of the stent, if there was an open stent, and then also damage to the esophagus. Those were the risks that I was told about. Those are the risks that I took when I had my esophageal stent inserted. Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed and you were informed with this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you have not subscribed, so that the YouTube um, algorithm can share this video with more people. Um, Thank you very much.